Hello everyone, in this video I will show you how you can create a photorealistic mountain in Blender only using the tools within Blender, not using other software. We are going to do this using only the tools inside Blender, no paid stuff. So I hope you are excited. So first we need to download these files that I'm showing you here. Just download the height map of this terrain. We don't need any other maps, just download the height map. Then download this rock texture. Of course there are different rock textures in ambient CG that you can use whichever you like. And the last thing you need to download is a snow texture. So let's go into Blender and you need to go to Edit, Preferences and enable A.N.T Landscape add-on. If you can't find it in the add-on section, go to Get Extensions and download it. So delete all these objects and let's go to Render Properties. Switch to Cycles, use GPU, set render samples to 128, go to Light Passes, set all these passes to 3, and in the sidebar go to View, and you see that I can only see a limited part of the scene in the viewport. That's because I can only see 1000 meters, no more. Which can be too small for projects where you are going to create landscapes. So here I change the N to 50,000 meters and set the clip start to 1 meter. So press Shift A, go to Mesh and add a landscape. A.N.T allows you to create different types of landscapes. I don't want to talk too much about it. There are many YouTube tutorials about it that you can watch. Well, I choose this mountain 1 and you can play with seed. I set it to 9 and I change noise size to 0.7 and set dimension to 1.2. Well, you see that our object doesn't have enough detail, so I'm going to set these subdivision numbers to 256. So press number 7, go to top view, go to edit mode, select all vertices with A, press U and project from view. And now I change the scale of this object to 2000. The main problem with A.N.T is that it cannot create very detailed landscapes and you have to add more details to your objects in different ways. So add the subdivision surface and I set this to 3. If your system can't handle 3 subdivisions, use lower subdivision numbers. Add a displace modifier, click New, go to this menu, click Open, go to your rock texture folder and use your rock displacement. Go back to Modifiers tab and change direction to Z. Then set a strength to 0.035. Go back to this menu, mapping, change X and Y, repeat to 4. Okay, now we have added a lot of detail to this mountain, but it's not enough yet. Go back to the modifiers tab and add another displacement modifier. Click new, open this menu, click on this 2, and this time use the terrain height map you have downloaded and change X and Y, repeat to 3. Use Z direction and set a strength to 0.15. So now we have a very detailed mountain. Let's switch to render mode and start shading. Since I can't see exactly what this mountain will look like without lighting, I uncheck the scene world checkbox and I use this HDRI. And of course, we can change the rotation. So go to shader editor tab and create a new material. Well, here we have this principal BSDF that we need to select. Then if you have the Node Wrangler plugin enabled, you just need to press Ctrl Shift left click. Now go to your snow texture folder and open color, normal and roughness maps. By doing this, Blender will connect each texture to the correct output. So I change this to 50 and yeah. I think we can delete these frames. Then we can select all these nodes and join these nodes into one frame with Shift P. We can change its color and we can also give it a label. Well, I prefer to use a color ramp for the base color. So delete this texture, then add a noise texture. Connect object coordinate to vector and add a color ramp. Change the color of this color stub to an icy blue. And yes, I think this mountain looks more interesting now. Maybe I should reduce the saturation a little. Now let's create a rock shader. So add a principal BSDF and connect this to surface. Select the node and just like before, press Ctrl Shift left click. Go to your rock texture folder and select color, normal, AO and roughness maps. Delete these frames, add a mix color, connect AO color to B socket, set blending mode to multiply and change the scale layer. Maybe 30. Add an HSV node, set saturation to 0.7. Maybe I should change this to 40 and yeah, this looks pretty cool now. Select all these nodes, then join them all into a frame with Shift P. Okay, now that we have created the snow and rock shaders, we need to combine the two together. So add a mix shader and connect this snow shader to bottom socket. And so here you see that our node tree is a bit messed up. You can always use reroute nodes to fix this problem. To add a reroute node, hold shift right click and drag. There are different ways to combine rock and snow shaders. Usually in YouTube tutorials they add a geometry node, then they combine it with color ramp, separate XYZ and other nodes to combine the rock and snow, which can actually give us good results, but I want to use another method. So I delete these nodes and add an ambient occlusion node. Set samples to 128, check only local, set distance to 128, add a color ramp, connect AO to factor and connect color ramp to factor. Set the interpolation type to constant, select this color stop. Actually we need to flip this color ramp. Select this and set position to 0.9 or 0.991. This looks very realistic, but you can also see that it increases the rendering time. So the way we have is to make the AO map. So select your mountain object, connect AO to surface, add an image texture, click new, use 4K resolution, check 32-bit float and create a new image. Select this image texture, go to render properties, set render samples to 1, uncheck the denoiser, go to bake menu, change bake type to emit and click bake. This can take a while, so be patient. So go to rendering workspace, click image, save, open XR format, float have, WAA codec. I use the OpenXR format, but we can also use JPEG, and I use RGB. I think we can even use BW because our image has no colors other than black and white. And save this as image. Now delete this, add an image texture, connect color to factor and connect mix shader to surface. Now we need to add a noise texture, press Ctrl T, connect object coordinate to vector and press Ctrl Shift D to duplicate this noise texture. Add a color ramp, duplicate it and connect this noise textures factor to factor. set interpolation type to constant, and we can play with this color stop's position and these values here. Now we need to add a math node, connect color to value, and we can duplicate this math, connect value to value, and set this to subtract. One thing you may have seen in some pictures of mountains is that there is snow on the top of the mountains, but the closer you get to the mountain slopes, the less snow there will be. To create that effect in Blender, we need a gradient texture. So add a gradient texture, set gradient type to spherical, add texture coordinate and mapping nodes, object to vector and vector to vector. Grab a mask and set this to multiply. Connect factor to value, and yes, we did it. To control this gradient, you can change this Z location value or use color ramp. And one thing I have to tell you, if you added the camera but you couldn't see the mountain in the camera view, it's because of the scale of the scene. Just go here and change the end value to a large number, 20,000 for example. So our mountain shader already looks amazing, but we can change how the rock and the snow shaders are combined. We don't have to use a specific method. So I select these nodes and Shift P. So what is geometry node, color ramp, separate XYZ node, combine XYZ, math, connect normal to Z, and to math value, value to value, value to vector, Z to factor, set this to constant, and change the position of this color stop. Add a math and connect color to value. And well, this method can also give you an interesting result. Here you can see exactly what nodes we used and how we reached this result. If you found this video interesting, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.